What's up? Listen, I am back with Sisters, Season 8, Episode 15, Tectonic Shifts. Listen, what was I about to say? Oh, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And click the notification bell button to be notified on everything I drop. All right, so the episode starts with Gary. Y'all remember he was in the hospital bed looking at Fatima's picture, saying that she was the one who stabbed him. He flashed back to the day Fatima and Andy was in his office and they was threatening him, and she put the knife to his throat. And he tells Watt that Fatima came at him with a knife. Watt was asking, is he sure? Gary was like, he felt like he was sure, but sir, that was a different situation. Anyway, I just would like Tyler Perry to get out of our face with this one, and then they hit us with the theme song. Bye, girl. I did I say I was gonna stop giving y'all this theme song? Oh. Anyway, over at Andy's house, Robin is telling her, I can't believe you asking me if I stabbed Gary. And she was like, well, did you stab Gary? Because, sir, you had a lot of motive to stab Gary. Well, just like everybody else, but, sir, you had a lot of motive as well. So Robin said, based on everything you and I have been through now, and he go making it about them. He says, based on everything me and you been through and yada, 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 you think I do that? You think I stab Gary? Yes. Okay. So, Andy tells Robin, I don't believe you. And he thinks that her suspicions come from Fatima, which in some ways they do. But, we have to look at optics. And the optics shows that all the stuff Gary has done, you definitely have a motive to stab him. Let's be all the way clear. So, Robin is like, I'm going to do everything I can to get you to trust me again. And I'm just like, all right. So, let me just say this up front. By no means I mean to be rude, disrespectful, or to anybody with sickle cell, any of it. And this is not about anybody that has sickle cell. This is strictly about Rich. So I don't want to be rude. I just wanted to let y'all know first and foremost. So back at the hospital, Rich finds out that he has a sickle cell trait. And because of it, he cannot use his sperm for Sabrina, so they can proceed with her IVF journey. And the reason why he cannot use the sperm is because, of course, because he carried a trait. Sabrina is not sickle cell. There is a possibility that their baby, it's a possibility, but it's not 100%, but it is a possibility that their baby can become sickle cell anemia, can have sickle cell anemia. So in the moment, we're seeing Rich's reaction, and his reaction to Sabrina is really rude, if you ask me. Sabrina, as she always do, comforts him. And like she was wiping his face, and he moved his face, and she was like, calm down. The doctor is just trying to help us find, just explain everything to us. And he was like, you don't have to live with this. And she was like, Rich. It was almost like the doctor was telling him what was happening, but Rich was seeing something totally different. I'm sorry, y'all. I do not like Rich at all. At all. So, as I stated, he's looking at this in a negative way. So, the doctor tells Rich that basically we really need to focus on on the main journey at hand, and that is Sabrina's IVF journey. Since Sabrina does not carry the trait, we find out that she also still have that other sperm, which was the Mani sperm. So now Rich is extremely pissed off at this point. But I would like to add, I wish I had some words up here, a little light, a light bulb or something. Words or a light bulb. I would like to add, I just want to go on the record and say, Rich did not want any kids. Rich thought that Sabrina was trying to trap him. So the only reason when Sabrina was getting the fertility treatments done with the Mani, he came running in the room like the end of some love scene where they singing a love song. He running to try to get the woman back from the man because he wasn't acting right initially. That's how he was acting. So he came running in the room talking about, I want to be the one. I want you to have my baby. And now you upset. You are upset. Richard, please. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't like Rich. So the doctor reminds Sabrina, sis, you have options. And not only do you have options, you have spent an obscene amount of money on this. And this is something that you really want. She didn't say that, but I'm saying this last part. This is something that you really want. So you need to take Rich out of the picture and go ahead and allow Damani to be your baby daddy. And he don't even have to. He did offer up his sperm for her. So if Rich wants to be a part of that, then he wants to be a part of that. But of course, it's Rich. He's going to be selfish AF. Of course. And guess what Sabrina going to do? Because Tyler Perry always have her cowering down. So that's what's going to happen. I hate this for Sabrina's character. Listen, I'm going to try not to speak too soon or too sudden on this. But Sabrina, don't be crazy. All right? Just do what's necessary for you to do what you want to do. So in the next scene, we get to Danny's house and she's journaling. She's writing in her journal how Zach told her that she may be overthinking some things. And she also writes how much she loves Tony. And it is expected for her to think about Preston because of the history that they've shared. She also realizes how much Tony has been there for her. He's been down for her. And how much he loves her and vice versa. So she is saying now she needs to return that energy. And can I just tell y'all, the effects of therapy is amazing. I may have not said it I've said this in recent videos, not specifically this video, but in recent videos, I have shared how I've been in therapy for some months now. And from the time I started up until now, therapy has been amazing. Like the way I would react to stuff, the way I used to react versus the way I handle situations now, it's amazing. The art of therapy. I'm not perfect, but I have come a long way from the time I started up until today. So, hey, kudos to Danny. Kudos. Anyway, so we get back to Karen's house. And Fatima is at Karen's door. Unannounced. Let me say that. It is awkward AF. And then when she opened, before the awkwardness, she opens the door, she sees Fatima, and she was like, Fatima, what the hell you doing here? And I was like, girl, you got some nerve the way you popped up at this lady's house, popping off on her at the job. Baby, you was just doing too much. But Fatima has always been the person to come at peace. And so Karen, it was awkward. It was very cringy, if you ask me. It was cringy. So Fatima comes in. She asks Fatima if she wanted to come in. Fatima walks in, and it's just so weird. The energy is extremely weird. So the energy is extremely weird. There's, again, that tension and that awkwardness. And Fatima tells Karen that she stopped by to check on her, the babies, that outfit she had on, and, check to see if she was good from last night because, she went into false labor. Why? Because she found out that Zach and Fatima was actually having a baby. All right. So, Fatima tells Karen, let's just stop with the overly nice act, because at that moment, that's what they were doing while being awkward. So they both agree. They actually both agree that they both haven't been in the best of spaces, mainly on Karen's part. But everything, if y'all notice, everything has changed since that baby shower. Karen tells Fatima that she doesn't want to beef with her anymore. And for me, since season 3, the beginning of season 3, the end of season 2, when they ran into each other with the basket in a grocery store. The end of the last episode of season 2, at the end, when she ran into Fatima in a grocery store and Zach came right up the aisle, and that's when she found out to like season 7. That's a long time of beef. But this is mainly on Karen's part. Fatima has typically responded. It was never she did anything to Karen. It was her responding to Karen, not wrapping her mind around that her and Zach is over. All right. So we get back to the hospital with Gary and Watt. And Watt is still showing Gary pictures. Now at this point, he's showing Gary pictures of Zach right now. And Gary flashed back to the day Zach confronted him about his money. He tells Watt that Zach hit him. Then Gary asks, why are these people after me? What did he do? Sir, you was a freaking menace. Okay? Everything that has happened to you needed to happen to you. Excuse me, y'all. We the people are just mad because what happened to you didn't go a little further. I'm sorry. It didn't go a little further, okay? We was not able to send you up to the Lord. All right? You was almost there. And again, to the person who put Gary in the hospital, thank you. We just need to find out who put you in the hospital. Gary was a terrorist. Gary is a terrorist. I don't believe that Gary is unconscious, is if he's serious. I just don't believe it. Anyway, so y'all, in the next scene, Rich and Sabrina are at her apartment, and he apologizes for his behavior, which you should, and she forgives him, of course, but she feels guilty. Rich also suggests that they have a baby the old-fashioned way, but Sabrina don't want to. So he tries. He starts yanking off his stuff, and she was like, whoa, and whoa, slow your roll. What are you doing? And in that moment, Rich gets a little annoyed because she's hesitant. And he was like, well, why are you hesitating? And he asked her if she wanted to have a baby for him. And she said to Rich, someday. Wait a minute now, girl. Ooh. So she tells Rich she didn't want to start a family. Talking about, I don't want to start a family right away. Then Sabrina, why are you on an IVF journey? I get to store your eggs, and maybe I'm a little ignorant when it comes to IVF and fertile eggs and all of that. Like there's probably things that I should know, but I'm honestly, y'all, when it comes to having kids, I all of that has gone out the window. I am in a space of being around adult children. So, I guess my issue with this is, Sabrina, keep it a buck. If you don't want to risk having to take care of, possibly having to take care of an ill child, say that. That is understandable, because with that, it comes a lot. That is a lot to take care of a kid that is ill. Again, I am very thankful that I've never had to do that. But when you just don't know, you hear a lot of stories, and you hear how much people go, the things that they have to do. They have to take more than an extra mile to take care. You go the extra mile to take care of your child when they are not ill. They don't have any sicknesses or anything like that. But when they do, you have to take the extra mile. There are things that you have to do to provide for the kid. So I understand that. I just need Sabrina to say that. But to me, I feel like, I hope that this doesn't happen, but I feel like she's not going to have Damani's baby. I feel like she's going to put off this IVF journey for Rich. But then, I'm not going to lie, there is a part of me who feels like her and Rich probably needs to break up. They did not need to be together in the first place. Because you kept settling when he told you he did not want kids. You stood in it. You knew he didn't want kids. So now we're here. And as I explained before, I feel like equally yoked means, this is a perfect example to me. My example of being equally yoked. Here is a man who, you want kids. You want kids. You're going through these journeys. You're doing everything, freezing your eggs, doing all the things. And then you meet a man. He is a nice man. He is a good man. He's good on paper, good on looks, good. He tells you he does not want any children. This is not a yoked situation. This is, in fact, the unyoked situation. Okay? Instead of Sabrina leaving, you stayed. That makes no sense. So now you're gonna just listen to Rich. You're gonna do two things. You're gonna listen to Rich and decide to have a baby naturally, and risk having a sick kid, or either way, one of y'all ain't gonna be happy, and that's just the ultimate goal. So I'm sorry, y'all. I had to say that. Anyway, so we get back to Andy's house, and she's eating a tub of ice cream, child. And the doorman calls her and tells her Marie Willis is on her way up. And y'all know with Marie Willis, you cannot keep her waiting. She gonna do what she won't do when she want to do it. So Marie gets up to her apartment and asks her, how did you let Robin oust you from the firm? She tells Marie it's only temporary. Marie was like, temporary can turn into permanent. And so Marie asks Andy what the F I'ma do about this situation, because the only reason no. Marie asked Andy what the you gonna do about the situation, because this is the only reason I came to Leland Jones and Associates. It was supposed to be Leland Jones Barnes and Associates. But she was like, what you gonna do, when you gonna do it? And it's like that commercial, y'all remember that college commercial? What you gonna do? You gonna sit on the sofa? Get up off the couch. Sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, I plan on straining I don't have strep throat, but y'all, I have a sore throat, and it was bad, and I didn't sleep that good last night, y'all, and I just need to get all these videos out. So anyway, I don't know why I be putting y'all in my business, but hey, I love y'all. Remember, like and love. So anyway, she said she chose the firm because they told her that Andy, as a black woman, not like that, but basically Andy's gonna be handling my situations. And if I wanted Robin to do it, basically I would get Robin to do it, but I wanted you. I came here because of you and you only. So Andy asked Marie What is she supposed to do? So then she says, y'all know what Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we I mean when they go low, we go high. We take the high road. And see, for me, I'm like Miss Marie. Miss Marie kept it a little clean. She was like, when we go low, we go gutter. I was just thinking, when they go low, Marie was like, we go gutter. But me, I was thinking, when we go low, baby, we go all the way to the basement of hell. I'm sorry, y'all. I got on this shirt that say God, and I'm talking about the basement of hell. I'm sorry. Listen, y'all got to work with me. At least I'm keeping it a buck. Y'all, at least I'm keeping it a buck. Y'all, I am burning up right now. That's why I like Miss Marie. All right? Miss Marie don't play. She don't play. And I got all my money, my time, my resources, everything tied over there, girl. What you gonna do? Like, you sitting here eating this ice cream, ma'am, if you don't get up and go do something. So we get back over to Karen's house, and she asks Fatima to keep it a buck, basically. Fatima tells her, hey, before you come by my house, you need to call. Do not show up at my house unannounced. Otherwise, I will have my carpet, my little Jocelyn, this shirt, y'all. I would have that Jocelyn rug out there talking about why is you here? Why is you here? All right? So, so Cameron was like, is that all? And I was looking like, girl, got a little mouth on you. You know, like, let me tell y'all something. When I tell y'all Cameron got a little mouth on her, so she says, she tells Cameron what Cameron I asked you before, and before you've been a bit disrespectful, basically. And so Cameron was like, I ain't gonna do it no more for real this time. And Fatima was like, you right, okay, then I'm not gonna do it no more. I'm not gonna pop up at your house, because we know Fatima popped up at her house the last. Ooh, I thought my video almost stopped. So Fatima popped up at her house the last time, and it wasn't good because they wanted to tussle, but Fatima had to tell Karen, listen, the only thing that's sparing you is that baby you got. If you ain't had that baby, I will be wiping you up all off the floor, and it would be warranted. Okay, it should be warranted. I'm just saying. So Karen admits that she possibly went into false labor because she found out that Fatima was pregnant. But Karen tells her, it's not the reason that she thinks. She says she's not interested in Zach like that anymore. So over at the BBT, because that's what we're going to call it, the bank. You know what? Don't they have a BBT out here in Dallas, or is it BBB? It's a bank with some B's on it. Anyway. So over at the BBT bank, Maurice and Paige are arguing again. Y'all, I didn't even get the gist of the argument. All I know was Maurice came back late. Paige was like, you're late. Sabrina walked in on them and was like, again? Okay, y'all gotta stop. So she's asked Paige, what happened. Paige was like, well, what's the point of me telling you when all you gonna do is take off for your friend? So I can understand that. I think I didn't like Paige, but I'm starting to see a little shift in Paige. But overall, what she said about Maurice is right, and what she said about Sabrina is right. What's the point of me telling you when all you're gonna do is take off for your friend? And that's gonna piss me off even more. All right. So Sabrina sends Paige to lunch, and Maurice was like, oh, that's nice. Well, what time am I going? Sabrina was like, you need to stop showing up late. Point blank, end period, and you're going to cover her lunch. That's what she's supposed to do. So we also see that not only is she reprimanding him, but you are bringing your personal information, your personal to work. So she asks Maurice, don't abuse our friendship. And at this point, I really hope Maurice doesn't, because Sabrina, if you got to do some writing up, write him up. If you got to do some firing, fire him up. Let him go back to the internet. Let him go back to the OnlyFans. Anyway, he tells Sabrina, you know what? She goes into her office. He follows Sabrina. She tells him all that why they are in the office. And so, he was like, I know you long enough, basically what's going on. And so she tells him about Richie's sperm and the IVF journey. And so, she tells him that Damani's sperm, she have a sperm so she can still have the baby. So Maurice was like, oh yeah, I forgot about Bobby Brown. Why'd you call that man Bobby Brown? Jesus Christ. So we get back to the hospital. Watt is still talking to Gary, and by this time Hudson had them walked in. And Gary is screaming, why are all these people after me? Gary, please. All right, when you come to, you'll realize why all these people was after you. You act like you don't know now. I'm telling you, I don't bit more trusted. All right. So Gary is asking he's still asking why are those people after me, and Watt is being evasive to Gary, because I'm not going to tell you why these people after you. I'm not going to tell you what you've done to these people. I just need the information so I can go arrest some people. Y'all, when I say y'all Watt can go, I sure hope that this is his last season. I hope they find something on him. I think that he did something to Pernell as far as them babies. And I hope whatever it is, I hope that he gets his just due, because he is aggravating. He's just as aggravating as Hayden. So over at the airport, Danny is back. She has on her uniform. She's sitting at the bar drinking water. And Tony sees her, asks her, hey, are you drinking water? And she was like, yeah. He was like, why are you here? You're on PTO. Danny tells him that she wants to be at work. And then she thanks him for everything he has done. She kissed him, and then they both get a text from HR. We need to see y'all ASAP, which probably means Leonard was the one that was next to Danny. Leonard may have reported them, and they may have gotten statements from all of the people. It's going to be a mess. I'm glad, because that was a bit much for me. Anyway, Back at Karen's. Fatima and Karen really smooth things over, and this has been a long time coming, y'all. As we stated, the end of season 2, this when everything really started to pop off. We find out that Heather is no longer in the picture, and now Michael calls Fatima mama. Karen was like, well, I guess I let my babies call you Mama Karen, Mama Fatima. Girl, you don't have to let them babies call her that. If they don't want to call her that, they ain't got to call her that. But hey, so we finally got to this sister-wife place. That's all of us can ask for. Mama Karen, Mama Fatima. This is I forgot the word I wanted to say because I'm spacing, but this is we're going to use unique. This is a unique situation because Zach and Fatima finna have a baby. Karen, hold on, let's do this. Karen is pregnant with the preacher's baby with twins. Zach is the other baby daddy. Zach and Fatima are together, and Fatima is pregnant. Not only that, Zach had a son that he didn't know about. So, it's very unconventional. It is very unconventional. But hey, we're going to make this work. We need to make this work, Tyler. All right? So, they tried to hug it out. We didn't make it that far. Okay? The conversation was good enough. But the hug, we'll try that again later on down the line. All right. So we get back to Andy's house, and Miss Marie, Andy tells Miss Marie, you know, she's tired of fighting. And Marie told her that, you know, sometimes I get tired of fighting. That's why I got married all of those times, because I thought that none of these noops wouldn't bring their package. I mean, bring their baggage, but they brought their package. You know, so I moved on. All right. So she was like, you know, she told her, they talked about, I guess, a little slight about relationships or whatever. And she was like, you know, I thought you and Jordan would be good together. But she said, Robin float your boat, then hey, it is what it is. She said, what you gonna do about our money? All right. Just give me my money. You know, what we doing? So anyway, Fatima gets home and she asks Zach about Danny. Danny said that, Zach says he didn't realize how much he missed Danny, and Danny is good. She's better since, you know, after the panic attack, you know. And then they talk about Karen. She tells Zach that her and Karen is in a good place, and Karen ain't in love with him no more. Then his ego almost jumped out, because you almost felt the way. But, you know, Fatima was like, you know what, I'm going to let you have it. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. And so we get a knock on the door. It's Watt. And he want to ask them some questions. And this is where the episode ends. Woo! Lord, y'all. I fell asleep on Sistas last night. I really tried to stay up and watch it, but I fell asleep. Anyway, this is one of the programs, not programs, I'm dropping today. So I'm going to have Zatima, both episodes of Zatima, Wags to Riches, I keep saying, Harlem, and The Family Business. All right. But anyway, I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.